Happy Friday! Today is Friday, April the 24th. I don't know why Fridays make me happy, but they do. Fridays in our classroom are show and tell days. Fridays are days we get to go out on the playground a few minutes early. Fridays just tend to be laid back and fun. There are letter review days, so we work on all of our letters. And that's something that you can do today. Get out a piece of paper and just try and write the alphabet. See if you can write all the uppercase letters from A all the way to Z. And then turn the paper over and see if you can write all the lowercase letters from A all the way to Z. That might be fun to do. And if you can't do all of them, is it a big deal? No, it's not a big deal. There's plenty of people around that can help you, or skip it and go to the next one you know. Try writing your name. Remember, the first letter of your name is a big letter. It's a capital or an uppercase letter, and then all the rest of them are small. So let's see, if your name was Finley, you'd write a capital F, and then all the other letters would be little I-N-L-E. Why, right? So I want you to try writing your letters today. And it's Friday, so what letters do we do? All of the letters. Today is Friday, April the 24th. The 24th is this orange square right here. That is Friday the 24th. So we're going to start up at the top, the green one, and we're going to count to 24, okay? Here we go. On this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This orange square right here. A 2 and a 4 together make 24. Excellent. Friday, April the 24th. So this week has been Z week. We've talked about zoo and what kind of animals you like in your zoo and what should their house look like or their habitat. Should they be inside of a building? If you have polar bears, there has to be water, but there also needs to be a rock too, because they don't only live in the water. But if you want sharks, all you need is water, right? Because sharks are swimming all the time. So you should be thinking about what animals you want in your zoo and what their house should look like and how they're all so very different. You can draw them, you can paint them, you can take odd little things around the house and look for them and try and build something big. That would be really cool. If you have a shoebox, you can make a scene inside of the shoebox of a zoo. Make that whole little box animal habitat. That would be fun. That would be what would be on our center train table in the middle of the classroom would be all of the items that we were making our zoo. Our zoo was going to live on that table for the week. But this week, instead, we are at home. So I'm going to read a book to you about not a shark, but a fish. It's called Not Norman, a Goldfish Story. Not Norman by Kelly Bennett and illustrated by Noah Jones. When I got Norman, I didn't want to keep him. I wanted a different kind of pet, not Norman. What does it look like was happening? Looks like it was his birthday because there's a cake and balloons and a present. So he got a goldfish as a birthday gift. He doesn't look very happy. I wanted a pet that could run and catch, or one that could climb trees and chase strings. A soft, furry pet to sleep on my bed. Not Norman. All Norman does is swim around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Look, he took him to the park in his wagon. And this is where he's watching him swim around and around. That's it, Norman, I decide. I'm trading you in for a good pet. Norman doesn't move. Not even a fin twitches. How can I trade him like this? No one's going to want a sorry-looking fish in a gunky bowl. When I drop Norman into his nice, clean bowl, he starts dipping and flipping and flapping his fins around. He looks so goofy, I had to laugh. Don't you think just because you made me laugh, I'm going to keep you, I tell him. Tomorrow, you're out of here. Norman blows a stream of bubbles. He cleaned his bowl all nice. Used to be dirty, and now it's sparkling clean. The next day, I took Norman to school with me. If I talk him up really good and show and tell, maybe somebody else will want him. On the way there, I see my friend Austin. Austin's got a really cool dog and 7 puppies. Want to swap one of your pups for Norman? I ask. Who's Norman? Said Austin. My goldfish, I said. But by the time I rescued Norman, half of his water was gone. What was going on? What are the dogs doing to the fish bowl? Do you see right there? They're drinking his water. Oh my goodness. It's too many dogs. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I tell Norman when we get to school. I'm really, really sorry. He just stared at me, all googly-eyed. Finally, it was my turn at show and tell. Just as I started to talk about my goldfish, Emily shouts, "Jenny's gone! Who let my snake loose?" He had to fill up the water back from where the dog drank it. And then look, Jenny looks in her aquarium and finds that the snake's missing. I wonder where it is. Oh, that's not good. Ooh. Everyone jumped out and ran out of the classroom. Look, they're all scared. That would be what Miss Sublet's face would look like. Does anyone hear the story of how I got Norman? Does anyone even ask to hold the bowl? No. They're all jumping and screaming and chasing that snake. But not Norman. He's looking in just right at me. Thanks for listening, I tell him. Look how Norman's looking right at him. That afternoon, we go to my music lesson. As soon as it's over, I'm taking Norman back to that pet store. I take out my tuba and I begin to play. A boom ba boom ba ba ba, boom ba boom ba ba ba. I glanced at Norman. He's swaying back and forth. A glue, 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 glug, he mouths. Look! Norman's singing! Pay attention, snaps Maestro, and try to play the proper notes. Look, Norman's got his eyes closed and he's singing. A glue, 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 glug. Maestro made me stay late for extra practice. And by the time my lesson was over, it's too late to go to the pet store because they're closed. Don't you think just because you like my music, I'm going to keep you, I tell Norman. He just glugged. It's getting dark. That night, I'm sound asleep when I hear screech, screech, screech. that noise? Scratch. There's something at the window, and out of the corner of my eye, look at his face. Oh, he looks a little scared. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot Norman. He isn't scared. He's just swimming around in circles. He glug, glug, glugs and gives me a little wave. And I realize I'm not alone. Norman doesn't look scared at all. Together, Norman and I slide open the curtains, and I see it was just a broken tree branch. Thanks for watching out for me, Norman. On Saturday, I take Norman to the pet store, just like I said I was. I looked at all the cats and the dogs and the snakes and the birds. I looked at the hamsters and the mice and the lizards too. And they all look like good pets. But they are not Norman. What do you think he should do? When I got Norman, I wasn't sure I wanted to keep him. But now I could pick any pet in the whole world, and I wouldn't trade him. Not Norman. And the sign above his fishbowl says, Norman, one amazing fish. Look at him singing. That's cool. Sometimes we get a present and we don't know if we'll like it or not. And I always think it's exciting when all of a sudden you think this toy's probably not going to be very fun. And then you realize you've been playing with it for an hour and it's a blast. That happened with him. He didn't think he would like having a goldfish. And then it turned out that was the perfect pet for him. I don't know what the perfect pet would be for me. I have a dog named Skylar, and she's fabulous. And I have a cat named Spookitty, and she's crazy. So I think I'm kind of well-rounded. I like a lot of different animals. I kind of like dogs the best because they're snuggly and cuddly, but cats make me laugh the way they crawl in bags and they jump out at you when you're walking past them. She keeps us on our toes and makes us laugh a lot. Think about what kind of pet you could have. If Mommy and Daddy said you could have any pet in the whole wide world, what pet would you ask Mom if you could have? What pet would you want it? And what would you name it? Our family has been talking about getting a new puppy. And if I could name her, I want to name her Hazel. The rest of my family doesn't like that name a lot. So we'll see who wins. I'm betting that I will win. Anyway, it's time for me to say goodbye. Happy Friday. I hope you have a good time. If the weather's nice tonight, maybe cook some s'mores. If not, order a pizza, curl up on the floor, watch a little Netflix. I know a lot of you have movie night on Friday nights. I wonder if you're keeping that tradition alive and you're still having movie night on Friday nights. I know Hank does that and Finley does that. Violet says she likes to watch movies with her family too. So let me know if tonight's movie night for you. And if tonight's movie night, what movie are you watching? I need to know a good movie to watch tonight. I've already watched Frozen 2, and I watched Onward. Did any of you see Onward? I thought that was really sweet. The dad was only halfway. Kind of crazy. Anyway, that's on Disney Plus right now, and I really enjoyed it. Guys, have a great Friday. I'll see you first thing Monday morning. I love you very much. Miss Farrell loves you very much. And we're crossing our fingers and we're crossing our toes that we'll get to see you soon. Okay? Be careful. Be safe. Stay home. I love you.